All right, good morning, everybody. Some of you know me, some of you don't. My name's Nirav. I am actually a veteran tech journalist who's been in the industry for about 20 years covering consumer tech products. And I also consult with certain, companies, crucially with companies whose products I actually enjoy using. The founder, Xander, could not be here today, so we're going to kick things off just with a short welcome by Xander.
Good morning, London. My name is Breggz Zohn-1. I'm the founder of Breggz, and I've been a professional artist for over 30 years. And you may be wondering about Breggz. So let me tell you about our journey up till now. I was always thinking, why do artists have access to this incredibly sound on stage? And why isn't this sound available for the consumer market? On stage it's wired. Well, we wanted to bring this wireless to the consumer. And why do artists spend thousands of dollars in big expensive studios to make the sound of a new single pitch perfect, but it will never reach the audience the way the artist meant it to reach them? So that's where our mission started. We built a prototype in 2024, went to the CES in Las Vegas. And we went through the roof. It was incredibly. All press was there, media, TechCrunch, TechRadar. Stevie Wonder was there. He's got a set now. He thinks sounds amazing. The next year we went also with actually the product in 2025. We won a lot of awards. For example, also the Best Hearable 2025 for the Rolling Stone magazine in America. Also TechCrunch again, TechRadar, all the tech reviewers were there, BBC, Forbes magazine. So then we had a reachable audience of 1 billion people. So it was beyond imagination. A big thank you to our partners and of course to our friends of the media who covered our product so well. I wished I could be there to see all the reactions on our groundbreaking sound. But for now, back to London. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Xander. Xander talked about CES, and I think in the history of Breggz, CES has been key. Two CESs, two kind of pivotal moments in the company's history. I think Stevie Wonder is probably a very key part of the CES history. If I remember correctly, and Anouk can correct me and will correct me if I'm wrong, first met you guys at 24, then picked up the custom set at 25. And before we roll into the RTW, the ready-to-wear kind of launch today, I just want to quickly play a short recap, a couple of minutes, that really brings us to the history of Breggz, the CES journey, and crucially, I think, some of the initial reactions from media, including myself.
CES gaat beginnen 2025. Vorig jaar waren we hier ook. Het ging onwijs goed met Breggz. Het wordt super spannend. We hebben vorig jaar zoveel pers gehad. We gaan het doen. We gaan er gewoon overheen. We gaan voor een enorm succes. Dit is CES 2025. Let's go! Stevie, great to have you back, my friend.
Thank you. Somewhere, someplace not on earth. Can't find myself down there. Need to fly like the birds.
Yes, thank you, Stevie.
He's amazing, man.
Oh, thanks.
So 20 years of covering consumer electronic and countless years covering CS, I want to say that the Breggz Zohn-1 has to be the most out of this world, inside my head experience I've ever had the opportunity to experience.
Sound is so real in a way, like I can hear that it's coming. Like I have to hear a lot of different earphones, but this is really one of the kind. I never had this experience before.
Really had a great experience trying out the Breggz Hearable. It really had great high fidelity sound throughout its entire spectrum. Was able to hear the different instruments and have clarity around that. Really felt like I was in a concert hall present with the musicians.
Yeah, this is outstanding quality. I mean, the look, the design is fantastic. Yeah.
I've tried really expensive headphones and I've never heard sound like this before on a pair of earbuds. Truly blown away. Truly, truly blown away.
If you'd have said to me, a €2,000 pair of headphones would be something that I really want in 2025, I would have said you're lying. Turns out, I was wrong. You were right, and Breggz is bloody amazing.
I wanted to wait for that to play because the reality is hearing is believing. I've been using the Zohn-1 for a couple of months and they've blown me away. They've blown me away when I'm using them on planes for like their passive noise cancelling combined with an incredible fit actually makes it probably my favourite experience on an aeroplane. But also it's opened the world of audio and high fidelity audio to me that really wasn't that interested in before, but now I'm like, oh wow, this is what the layers of music is. My background as a tech journalist, but prior to that, aspiration as a singer, used to be in the club promoting scene, so I've been around high-end audio, and it's really the first time I've kind of seen it in my hands and in a product that's available to consumers. So what is the Zohn-1? Well, kind of like Xander attested to, it's essentially the Zohn-1 RTW is the Zohn-1, but without the custom mold. It means that it's available at a lower price, and we'll come to that in a moment, but it's also available without the weight. We've got pairs here, we've got pairs ready to ship for people who want to buy them. Like, this gives you the access to the same great audio experience without the long wait times that come from hand custom molding a set to fit your ears. It also means you can share this with friends and family and loved ones, although you probably don't want to, you should just buy them, I bet. Anywho, kind of the whole goal with Breggz has been to open up the world of high-end audio to consumers. These audio products are not necessarily new in the sense that this is a whole new technology that no one's ever seen before. This takes the world of high-end audio that's been really limited to artists and brings it to the consumer market for anyone to experience. And crucially, you can kind of hear sound as it was intended to be. There's no, when you're using things like noise cancelling or Dolby Atmos or codecs or things like that, you are going to ultimately, like I said, change the sound. Here you're able to hear exactly what the artist intended and spent those tens of thousands of dollars to do. Breggz is all about hearables that combine groundbreaking sound quality, aesthetics, and experience. Kind of falls under three key areas. The first one is an unconfined audio experience, so we're talking wide dynamic range, wide frequency response, exceptional separation and transient precision. The next one is uncompromised craftsmanship. I've used these for a couple of months. These are exceptionally well made. This is not something that's being pumped out in 100,000 in a batch where you'll get variety of quality and things like that. This is true craftsmanship in audio. And then unwired excellence. And this is really designed to bring excellent audio in a wireless form factor. And it involves, fine-tuned, balanced amateur drivers and a patented in-ear computer. All of this is designed to show that these aren't your average headphones. Quick, just to go walk through the comparison. These are the kind of key specs of the Zohn-1.
I'll send it to you later, don't worry.
Obviously, we've all heard of the AirPods Pro 2. So some of the differences, there's a high exposure dynamic. I'm not going to sit here and walk through the specs because there's smarter people than me to walk through those. But there are kind of key things I want to point out, which is as we go through this, the two on the right, the Sony IER Z1R high res and the Meze Audio Poets, are probably the most comparable headphones. There's a key difference, and this is what makes the Zone 1 so impressive. These, obviously, there's a much higher frequency response, there's passive isolation, there's transparency mics, it's a longer use time. Crucially, the use time is where it gets interesting, because the Sony and the Meze, they're wired, and the Sony is they're both more expensive and they're wired. And the Breggz Zohn-1 brings, as you can see from this, the best of the comps, puts it in a single pair of headphones at a more affordable price, but crucially does it wirelessly as well. Let's talk about price, because we all love hearing about price. So the Zone 1 custom made retail for $19.75 or $16.95 sterling, which is significantly lower than the comps. But as Xander mentioned, the ready-to-wear is designed to be more affordable and to be available straight away. What does that pricing look like? So the ready-to-wear set is £270 or €330 lower. But, I'm talking to the Breggz team, we recognise as well that South by Southwest London, it's the first time it's here, this is a big reveal, so it wouldn't just be fair to reveal the pricing. So for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be even more affordable. For the ready-to-wear, it goes from $14.25 down to $11.40 in sterling, or from €16.45 down to $13.16. And for the custom-made, it goes down to $13.56 sterling or €15.80. If you look at the pricing on that, with these exclusive discounts of the next weeks, you can actually buy a custom-made set for less than the regular retail price on the ready-to-wear. How do you activate it? Well, obviously you're in the room, so we'd love for you guys to grab it if you're interested, but it's also available later. Use the code South by Southwest London. And that wraps up the Zone 1. I'm gonna roll back the video. We've got demos available. Thank you all for your time. Appreciate it.